It seems that somehow most of the games of children are based somehow, or at least related to deep mathematical questions. How much do you think that these mathematics emerge from these early stages? And once again, what is the difference between boys and girls in this respect?
There are very different things about mathematics that appeal to different people. So for some people, mathematics is a game, and they love that aspect of it. To me, that doesn't appeal to me, and I more prefer to think of it as an art, actually. I mean, I like to think of it like music or abstract painting or something. There are many different ways into mathematics, and as I say, there are many different kinds of minds that have things to contribute in mathematics. I think if you can appeal to young children by giving them sort of mathematically based games and sort of point out or try and show that it does, try and teach mathematics in such a way that it appeals to that side of them, then I think that's definitely a plus. I think you need to teach mathematics in a multifaceted way. So you try and approach people, because people's minds like different things. Some people are very systematic. They love to count things. They love to, combinatorialists and people. There's that kind of mind. And then there are other kind of mind who can't do arithmetic for anything. That really turns them off. And what they like are just abstract sorts or spaces or something.
You said that we could use these games that young children play to teach mathematics. But my question was exactly in the reverse direction. That is, I was just not stating, but stating a kind of hypothesis that is the following: perhaps somehow mathematics is a consequence, as a theory, is a consequence of these approach to the world. That is, we as a kid, but of course later in our life, we approach the world in different ways. And when we look at the ways that we approach the world, we understand that there are lots of not only games, but lots of rules and ways to look at it. And somehow mathematics could be an abstraction of these very concrete.
Well, certainly mathematics is an abstraction of very concrete things. I mean, you can say that geometry grew out of the need to measure the fields in the Nile Delta for the tax purposes and that kind of thing. Or to build a pyramid, you need to know. I mean, there's a lot of elementary geometry which is incredibly practical, but you can still, like the Chinese civilization used mathematics in that very practical way, and it didn't develop a more contemplative kind of abstract mathematics as far as I know. I mean, it was more a lot of examples, and rather than proving that root 2 is irrational. So they might have understood it, but there's certainly no documents to know that they'd formulated that as something. So it's a different kind of philosophical mind, or some slight detachment from the practical world, that builds mathematics, I think. Or the mathematics we know. It is one aspect of the human mind, and it's very developed in the West, but it can be expressed in other societies too, in other ways.